This is the second movie I've seen this year that deals with AI and further advancements in technology and the future. You know how AI is going on. It's not gonna be the last movie either because I gotta see Terminator later this summer. But of the two, between Chappie and this, Ex Machina is the better movie, hands down. I really like Chappie, I did, but Ex Machina, that's the robot AI versus the human intelligence movie you want to be seeing right now. Now, this is going to be a spoiler video. If you don't want spoilers, stop right now. If you don't care, then you don't care and you're still watching this. So thanks for still watching. So, the movie stars Domhnall Gleeson and Oscar Isaac as our two main leads. Oscar Isaac is basically this rich billionaire genius. Billionaire genius who created Blue Book, which is a search engine, at the age of 13. So he's that level genius. And he's been tinkering with AI off and on. We see Ava, who's played by... Actually, that's one thing I'm going to check right now. While I'm still talking, obviously. And he basically... Well, we can get into Ava. He basically brings Domhnall Gleeson, who's this programmer who works at his company. And... He basically brings him there basically to test Ava to make sure that she is, compatible, and basically that her AI is legitimate AI. It's not, there's no more flaws or anything like that. It is like legitimate AI. And so basically he's basically now saying test her, and now it takes place over the span of a week. So we see Ava session 1, Ava session 2, so forth and so on. And that's what the movie is. It's the testing, and then of course you see in the trailers that there's problems going on. Well, not problems. There's psychological elements going on. There's a lot of cat and mouse happening. And Ava's played by Alicia Vikander, very lovely woman, very good actress. I'll get to the performance in just a minute, but very good actress. There's Corey Johnson. Who the hell is Corey Johnson? I don't remember seeing this guy unless he was the helicopter pilot, which he does not look like it. Anyway, no, I don't think. I mean, this is a very small cast. I should say right now, this is a grand total of a grand total of 10 people. Wow. I mean, we got the three main ones, and then we got Kyoko, who's like his assistant, who is revealed. She's, again, there's spoilers, so whatever. It's revealed she's an AI. She is. But then we got, who else? I mean, there's the other model replicants. I forgot that, because they show all the prototypes that he went through. So, leading up to Ava. So we got those. But then, who is this J guy? No, yeah, okay, yeah, I guess he was the pilot. Okay, he was the pilot on the helicopter. It was just like, there's hardly anyone here, so I'm like, is he that guy? He doesn't look like him from the picture, but I guess I didn't see a good picture of him. Regardless. So, that's basically the movie. It's a psychological, and, it's damn good. It's really good. I was thinking of this on the ride home, or the drive home, like, can I find any flaws with this movie? I mean, if I had maybe any minor complaints, just to get them out of the way right now, it's that, Domhnall Gleeson kind of a little too awkward in the very beginning, but it made sense why he'd be awkward in this scenario. But there's that, and while I have no issue with the ending, I feel bad about how it ends. Not because it ends badly, but for everyone, but it ends badly for some people, and you're kind of like, oh, darn it. But at the same time, it's a good ending regardless. So, yeah, I guess if I had to think of anything wrong with the movie, that's it. Oscar Isaac is a great actor in general. And if you want a little fun fact, if you want to get a sneak peek of two of the new cast members for the new Star Wars coming out this year, there you go, Domhnall Gleeson and Oscar Isaac. They are two actors in Star Wars coming out. So there's that. So I wouldn't say he's successful. He's a genius, and he's not necessarily an ass, but he doesn't always he's tells lies within lies within lies, basically. But at the same time, he's really fun to watch. He's jovial, but at the same time, he knows when it's time to get serious and shit like that. I mean, you see him, he's like, holy shit, he's got this bar from his, his weight. And he is kind of an ass because he's essentially keeping this. He's because Ava does have a consciousness. She is AI. She is sentient. She's aware. She's all that. She's artificial intelligence, perfectly done, obviously. So I guess you could say it's cruel. He's keeping this. He's keeping someone prisoner just to prove a point and prove that he basically created God. He's got some fun. He's got some fun lines. He's also a hard drinker, and that comes into play a lot. And he is kind of a dick because he is shown that he's been playing the Domhnall Gleeson, whose character's name, by the way, is 1 second, there we go, Caleb. He played Caleb from the Get, essentially. Oh, excuse me. From the legitimate Get. He said, I chose you because I know what it's like to be smart and all that stuff. And then I want you to test her. And then it's revealed there at the very end, it's like, you didn't choose me because I'm a good programmer. No. Well, no. I mean, you're okay. You're good even, but you were a good guy and stuff like that. He even modeled Ava off his porn inputs on the search engine. just so he could basically be attracted to her. He's basically there to show her emotion by giving her a way to escape. So he got played the entire time. Domhnall Gleeson's also extremely good. He's a nice guy. He's actually a really good guy, but he gets played many times over in this movie by people. We see this bond or at least relationship form between him and Ava, and all the while, and they keep addressing this in the movie because this is part of the psychological part. Does she really like you, or is she just pretending to like you? To escape and stuff like that. And one thing I'm not going to spoil is the ending because this movie shows it can go either way. This movie shows it can go either way, whether she likes him or she doesn't like him and how that ends. And one way or the other, it's a twist ending. It's a twist ending no matter how you see it. So I can't really say one way or the other. That's the one thing I won't spoil because it's a spoiler in a way. It's a spoiler that you don't want spoiled, the type of ending. So I won't do with that. But throughout this movie, we see the kind of relationship form between them as they do their testing with each other. And where it leads, how it leads, and it's really good. But it's also really psychologically intense. Like, who is playing who here? I mean, there's one scene, and it's the one scene I even cringed at, because there's very few things in cinema that make me cringe. But people slitting their wrists. And I don't mean like, I need attention. No, I mean like, down across the road, down the street, folks. People doing that. Now, he's not doing it to commit suicide or anything like that. No, he ended up seeing one of the androids, or I guess they're androids. Yeah, you could say androids, because they're artificial intelligence. He ends up seeing one of the androids, and it turns out it's this Oscar Isaac's helper one, Kyoko, who does not speak English. I'm sure she probably actually understands English, seeing as she is a droid. We'll call her a droid. And she reveals herself to be a droid, and he's just wondering, is he one? Because that was another thing there's another question that was being raised: is he an android? Is he a droid that's here to test all the relations and stuff like that? It's like, so he's like testing it, like checks out his eyes and stuff like that. We also see he has like a scar on the back of his back, but then it's revealed that he was in an accident as a kid and his parents were killed. That's why he's got the scar. But at the same time, you could have made the argument, maybe no, maybe not. And then you see him slitting his wrist. I'm like, it's one of the things that's cringeworthy stuff for me. I don't enjoy watching that at all. It's very uncomfortable. So yeah, and then of course Ava. Now I'm gonna go say it right now. Ava's gonna go down in history as one of the great movie droids, one of the great movie androids, up there with Hal, up there with David from Prometheus. But what you think of that movie? That's a great android. Ash, the Terminator. I'm not counting AI, artificial intelligence. That movie's not. Those are not. I mean, they're fine, but I'm not a big fan of that movie. And I mean, there's I could go off. I mean, C-3PO is another great droid. R2D. She's now, I rank her up there now, one of the cinema's great android characters. She's almost completely human in the way she acts, but at the same time, the way she asks her questions, you can tell she's still a machine. And I'm not even talking about just seeing the visual effect of her, which is a great effect. I saw some of the behind the scenes footage. She's wearing a suit, kind of like a green screen suit, but it's like white, I think. Basically, it's a suit that basically it's a pieces of suit that she wears on her body to simulate where the computer graphics and effects are going to be for the electronic components, the machine parts. We see her take off her hand at one point and replace it with an actual arm and stuff like that. Really, really great effects on her, and she is very much human. We sense emotion from her. We sense she has a personality, and she's not just the machine programmed personality. The fact that she has desire to be free. A machine doesn't necessarily have desire. See, the machine does. I'm no computer programmer. I am very not tech savvy. I mean, there's a reason I'm not very good at it. I don't edit these videos usually at all because I'm not good at it. And because my system also doesn't. I mean, I know YouTube has an editor, but I don't want to really risk it because I don't know how good YouTube's editing actually is. I know Mark's computer actually is editing because I know he's edited before. But yeah, at some point maybe I'll get an editor on this computer, but we'll work what we got. But yeah, I'm no computer programmer, which Dominic Gleeson actually is. He's a coder, and he actually even ones up Oscar Isaac's character, which ends up getting him knocked the fuck out. Yeah, but a machine, I would assume that any computer intelligence, or AI intelligence, does not necessarily have a desire. I mean, look at like HAL, look at the Terminator, stuff like that. Look at any of those androids. They don't have necessarily a desire. Or Bishop. Bishop's another one I forgot to mention. Bishop's a great one. They don't have emotion or desire per se. Well, no, I should take that back. HAL's a good example. HAL doesn't necessarily have desire. HAL doesn't necessarily have fears or dreams or something like that, unless you go with 2001. 2010, I should say. Unless you go with 2007 sequel, he learns some emotion. But generally speaking, a robot doesn't necessarily have fear or anything like that, or anything comparable to human emotion. That's where Eva is different. And, you get into more of the other ones down the line, like C-3PO and R2. Obviously, they have emotions, but we see the complexity of the character. It's not just computer simulating emotions, especially because when she gets free, and that's not a problem. She does get free. We see the actual joy on her face for being free and seeing the world now. That's something that you can't fake. That is just reactionary and just what we feel. So Ava is just gonna. I now say she is one of the great movie droids. And the movie as a whole, it flows really well. It is a bit of a slow. I mean, it's actually not very long at all. We started at 9:55, almost 10 o'clock, and then got done about 1:40. 11:40. Yeah, the movie was only about 1 hour and 45 minutes, give or take. Or not even 1 hour 40 minutes. So the movie is it's not short, but it's not long. It's a good solid stay. It's above an hour and a half long. So it's not necessarily quick. In fact, it actually feels, I wouldn't say it drags, but definitely feels it's a slow burn at points. Because it is psychological. It is letting the situation build and build and build. And I should say right now, the cinematography in this was beautiful. Because the year in the trailer, I was like, oh, they're going to go to the state. We've been flying over for 2 hours. How rich are you? They actually don't even say where he is. I want to say he's like maybe in Canada or something like that. Or someplace with like mountains and forest and waterfalls and glaciers. So somewhere along that, some environment like that, Canada or something like that. Canada or Alaska maybe, or I don't know for certain. Greenland? No. Anyway, it's very beautiful country. That cinematography shots are gorgeous. But it is a slow pace. But it's not one that where you're bored. You're interested in this character dynamics and interactions. It flows really well. There's a few, I guess, like errors. I mean, the intro to this character is very brief. Introduction to the Domhnall Gleeson character is almost instantaneous and like quick, and then we go straight to Oscar Isaac's character. So that was really quick. I will say that I watch these movies about AI and artificial intelligence, and I'm like, who? Every movie I see that it's almost always proves that it's not a good idea. Why do we think we need to develop AI so much? I mean, yeah, we're kind of incompetent as a species at points, but if we were to pull our crap together, we could be fine if we pulled our crap together, which I know it's not going to happen anytime soon as a species. A person can pull their crap together. Even a group of people can pull their crap together. The human race is going to take a while to pull their crap together. I won't deny that. But that doesn't mean we necessarily need AI to help us out. Because I don't care how many fail-safes you build, stuff like that. Yeah, I've seen enough movies. And yeah, I know it's going to be one of those kind of explanations. Like, I've seen enough movies to know this is a bad idea and stuff like that. But I've seen enough movies to know it's a bad idea. I'm sorry, Terminator. Bad idea. This. Okay, maybe not bad idea, but you got to be wary of how you control it. Well, some of the other ones. What was another one? Surrogates with Bruce Willis. Bad idea. There's so many other ones. Ash, Alien. Bad idea. There's so many ones that it's a bad idea. It really is. I mean, don't get me wrong. Maybe it will have a place in the future. Maybe I pray that it does not go awry. I do pray that because I don't want to be around when it does go awry. I want to be gone the way of the dodo in that case, or I want to be buried in the ground. Thank you very much when that happens. And if the Terminator scenario happens, I don't want to be around for that because frankly, I'm not sure how confident I am to survive the nuclear explosions, let alone the robotic soldiers that kill people afterwards. But anyway, so that's my thoughts on Deus. I'm amazed. That was the only time I've said that in this review. I called it Deus Ex Machina, because I was doing that a bunch of times, talking about wanting to see this movie, calling it Deus Ex Machina. And I even asked the woman at the counter, just like, I've got a question. How is that pronounced? Is it Ex Machina? I'm going to think it's Ex Machina. My friend called it Ex Machina. But it's like, no, it's Ex Machina. It's like, thank you. I knew I was right on that. So, yeah, that's Ex Machina. My thoughts on that. Really good. If you want a good sci-fi movie, you want a good movie with dealing with the concept of the AI and the psychological battle of wits that goes on with it, I highly recommend this movie. I deeply recommend this movie. I give this movie a 9 because I could find very little wrong with it. Even things I could find wrong with it are nitpicking. So I'm getting a 9 out of 0.5 out of 10. This movie is near perfect as possible. Nothing else, because I was a little upset of how it ended. Not that I hated the ending, but I just kind of would have preferred it to go the other way. And that's how I'll basically not spoil the ending. There's 2 ways the ending could have gone, and I would have preferred to go it the other way. But what are you going to do? It makes sense. It almost even makes sense of why it ended the way it did, so I can live with it. So that's my thoughts on Ex Machina. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, if you want us to review something, put it in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Next week's finally summer movie season's really kicking off. I enjoyed Fast 7. I did. But there has not been really any true big, great movies coming out. Avengers Age of Ultron next week. I will not be doing, I think I said in the last video, the matinee for, or the 2 combined, the Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron one, simply because it's XD 3D, and that's going to cost me a pretty penny, and I will wind up with a headache and not be able to enjoy Avengers Age of Ultron after that. So, no, but I will be catching that. And I will most likely be catching it with Mark and Sam, and even a friend of ours, Shunai. So, hopefully, we'll be able to do a 4-person review on that movie. I do hope that we can all do a 4-person review. If nothing else, I will be here. Maybe I'll have someone else with me, but hopefully we'll get a review for that up. And I really do hope that, because we'll probably be using Mark's camera and Mark's Vimmen, that he'll be able to get that up post haste. I really hope that. So thanks for watching.